Hey guys, hope you're well. So I'm going to show you a really nice, easy dish that's delicious. It's a tray-baked chicken dish that we're going to have with tortillas and salad and a little bit of corn in there. It's going to be delicious. It's a family favorite dish, which all happens in one tray. So what we're going to do is kind of have a welcoming party of flavor. How are we going to do it? We're going to have a little bit of olive oil in there, and then about the same of red wine vinegar, and then we'll kiss it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we've got the flavor that I love. About a teaspoon of smoked paprika goes in. That is what's going to flavor this dish. Put the tray forward. We're going to go in with 2 peeled onions that I'm just going to quarter. And see these little petals like that? Just pull them off and they'll just be beautiful by the time the chicken's cooked. And then we've got the chicken. Now, chicken thighs are just a brilliant cut of meat. They're so juicy and tender. So I'm gonna put the chicken in here like that. And then I'm going to use my hands, just give it a nice little massage up, place the chicken on top of the onions, and when they cook together, it's going to be the most beautiful harmonies. And then last but not least in this tray, cherry tomatoes, okay? I'm going to put a pack of these cherry tomatoes in. That's basically 250 grams. And imagine all of this cooking, right? It goes in the oven. I'm just going to wash my hands. Okay, I'm going to put this straight in the oven, and we'll cook it for 45 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. Now let's just talk about tortillas. A really good swap that is more delicious and definitely much more nutritious is to go from the white tortilla to the wholemeal tortilla. 2 or 3 times more fiber, but also more flavor. So I'll show you how to prep the tortillas a little bit later. But first up, what I want to do is show you a technique of cooking the beautiful sweet corn. So you can do these on a barbecue, lovely, and you'll get that smokiness. But another way to kind of get a similar char is to go into a pan, dry, and just char it and turn it around. So we're gonna cook this for like 10, 12 minutes on a medium-high heat. You can see that charring that you get, really nice. Just keep rotating that corn, and once it's all charred up like that, it's gonna be amazing. So the chicken's had its time, the corn is getting nice and charred up. Let's talk about the crunchy bits, salad. So you can have fun with any salad you've got, but I've got the humble gem lettuce here. You can just have kind of big chunks if you want, or you can finely slice it, just so it's nice and delicate and really fine. So we've got our salad bit here. We could take this corn on the cob and just have it whole, as we always do, or you can take it whole and just half it. Be careful though, cut it in half. But what my ones love is when you take it off of the corn and you just put it on the fat bit like that. Take a knife, don't put pressure on it, and just run it gently down the corn like that. And you can see how hot and steamy that is. So look, that'll go over there. Now next up, with the tortilla, we just want to warm them through. Literally on one side, actually. Get yourself a nice little clean tea towel and just place it here like that. I don't want to get them crispy, I just want to reheat them. So 2 at a time. Every time you put the tortillas in, just wrap them up like this, okay? So that'll keep it nice and warm and steamy, but most importantly, flexible, so you can wrap it up and it will be gorgeous. So look, the last 2 done in your little tea towel here. And then here, the tray bake. And the thing that I love about tray bakes is that everything cooking together. The smokiness, the sweetness, I can smell it all. It's really beautiful. So what we want to do is get 2 forks and then basically just pull apart that chicken. Can you see how tender that is? The sweetness from the tomatoes and the onions with that spice of the smoked paprika, which is such a great seasoning to have in your home. Get all the sticky bits from around the edge of the tray, and you can serve this in the middle of the table. So it's like beautiful, organized chaos. Now, the only thing I love to do is just have a little bit of yogurt, a nice little pinch maybe of the smoked paprika, just to kind of give it a little bit of a vibe. An optional extra as well, lemon or lime, and that's it. Easy to put together, easy to cook, and then easy to serve, and it's a real crowd pleaser. For kids or adults, it's happy days. I love just to kind of line up those sweet onions first. The gorgeous crushed tomato and chicken, look at that. A sprinkle of the beautiful sweet corn and a little bit of that crunchy lettuce, and just that kind of nice refreshment of a little bit of yogurt if you wish, and if you want, a squeeze of lime. Roll it up. What I love about that is it's fun, but the juiciness and the depth of flavour from the tray bake is phenomenal. So guys, come on, have a little cook up. You won't regret it. Enjoy. Hi guys, hope you're well. We're gonna make the most beautiful tray baked chicken with Indian spices and veggies. It's absolutely gorgeous. It feels naughty, but it's really, really healthy. It's 3 of your 5 fruit and veg a day. It's really affordable, and it's a great dish you can get in one tray, whack in the oven, go and do something for 40 minutes, and then you've got a feast to feed the family, right? So it's a really nice shareable dish. Pan on, kettle, boiling water, hack up some potatoes, about inch dice. So into a tray, we're gonna go in with olive oil. That's about 1.5 tablespoons. We're gonna go in with the mustard seeds and the curry leaves, okay? And I'll just hold on the turmeric to start with. So along with all these lovely fresh ingredients, we want fragrance, those amazing flavors of India. So I'm gonna use some ginger here and get it fine. You're gonna get heat from that because ginger is hot. We're gonna put in the ginger. You can move it around. Now I'll get that turmeric in, but I didn't want it to burn earlier. So we got like 2 teaspoons of turmeric. So I'm gonna use 4 cloves of garlic on a gentle heat, and we're just bringing out the flavors of all those things. Chicken thigh. I'm gonna go skin on, and I'm just gonna have 1 nice big thigh per portion in there. So the potatoes here, and I'm just gonna let these steam. They've been cooking about 5 minutes now, right? So they're tender. Next up, all we're gonna do is just chop veg. So roughly, we are gonna slice up the veg into about 1-inch chunks. And what we can do is start just adding this as we're prepping this, right? So we've got a lovely orange pepper here. We'll have a red pepper as well, full of lovely vitamins. And of course, when they roast, they go sweet. Onion, always in the base of so many dishes. So I'm just gonna roughly chop. I'm adding chili now, and this spice kind of combination here is really mild. It's spicy, but it's not hot. We've got some beautiful tomatoes. So in we go, a lovely recipe, a nice start, middle and end. We're gonna season it with some salt and pepper. Last but not least, go in with the potatoes. You can imagine how tasty this is gonna be, right? And then if we go and get our chicken, you know, we've already started frying that chicken skin. The bonus of this dish, of course, is that everything just flavors each other. Mix that around, amazing colors. You just know it's gonna be good for you. Put the chicken on top. So that is now gonna bake in the oven for about 45 minutes, okay? So while that's cooking, I wanna show you how to make a super quick, delicious mint, chili and ginger yogurt, okay? So come over here and have a look at this. Simply get a regular sort of bunch of mint, which is normally about that size. Just rip the head off, okay? We're gonna go in with about 150 mils of good quality yogurt. And then we're gonna go in with some chili. We want a bit of heat there. So I'm just gonna break up about half a chili is perfect. So in with a tiny little piece of ginger, and then a nice little pinch of salt. Whiz that up. Beautiful flavour, so fragrant. I'm just gonna squeeze in the juice of about half a lemon there. And there you go. That's the yogurt sauce. Time to plate up our beautiful tray bake. And look at that. Amazing colours. Beautiful colours, almost looks like autumn. You've got the crispy skin here. I actually love to have like a nice simple salad. You know, just a baby spinach salad. I'll use this, it's all washed and ready to go. We'll go in with a couple of spoons of our lovely dressing. Nice and simple, really nice contrast of colours. A little one for me. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm dressed up like this, I'm going to parents' evening tonight at school. So I've got to dress up and be a bit smarter and responsible. You know, now I've got slightly older kids, I still want to keep an eye on what they're eating because I'll always be their dad. But at the same time, it's quite nice for them just to kind of help themselves. Loads of veg, controlled sat fats, good quality meat, beautiful spices. We can finish it all off with some coriander. You know, you can put that yogurt just in and around the lovely roasted veggies and the chicken, and it works so well. Now let's get a little fork and have a little try. What we got here? A bit of potato. Nice delicate spices. You know, the aubergine's kind of soft, but it's kind of spongy, really, really good. And then, excuse the knife, really, really good. crispy skin, love it. This recipe is actually on the front cover of Jamie magazine. If you haven't seen my magazine, this is in about 15 countries around the world. Click the link below and there'll be some information about subscriptions and stuff like that. Check it out, it's a beautiful, beautiful mag. Until next time, ciao, take care. It's good though. Hi guys, we're gonna make the most delicious Harrisa chicken traybake. It's a beautiful, colourful Mediterranean style meal, full of flavours. It's from my book, Jamie's Quick and Easy 5-ingredient foods. It's all about 5 ingredients working really hard, best friends, okay? So we've got chicken, beautiful sweet peppers, onion, mint, and we've got the most important ingredient, Harrisa. So good. A lovely mixture of chilies and spices, delicious. Look at these peppers. They're so beautiful. Just push in the little core. I want to get rid of the seeds and then just tear it up into rough sized chunks. So I've got 2 onions here. Cut them into quarters. Kind of unpick them like little petals. Mix this up. Look at the colors. So beautiful. Season it, nice sea salt. Pepper as well. We're going to go in with some extra virgin olive oil. Just a couple of nice tablespoons. And a little swig of vinegar. Vinegar really helps to bring the flavor out of everything. And then you get the sweetness from the peppers and onions and the sourness from the vinegar, sweet and sour. So it's gonna taste absolutely amazing. And then I'm gonna use some harissa. Now harissa is a North African paste, chili paste. They come in different flavors, but basically it's pounded up dried chilies with oil and different versions of spices, and the flavor is phenomenal. 4 nice teaspoons goes into our tray here, and you can rub it on vegetables, on fish, and in this case it's going all over the chicken and peppers, and that will make all the difference. Give this a nice little mix. Then I've got a little trick for the chicken. Put it in the tray, hold it nice and firmly, and then get the tip of the knife at the top of the carcass and run your knife down. Let the knife do the work, carefully cut that down, and then we can open it up like a book. Now the legs take longer to cook than the breasts, so we can intervene, and what we can do is cut right down to the bone, right, to allow the heat in, but not just the heat, the flavor, right? So what we're doing is we're evening up the cooking times, we're making it look more appealing, and literally I'm rubbing the harissa and the oil and all those flavors inside and outside the chicken. The flavor's gonna be so good. And then we're gonna lay that chicken on top of the veggies. Let me wash my hands. A little bit of sea salt on top, and then in the oven we go for 50 minutes to an hour at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And when that cooks, it's gonna be amazing. The chicken will cook into the veg will steam up and flavor the chicken. It's a beautiful, beautiful harmony. You're gonna love it. Look at that. The smell is amazing. And the way I love to serve it is actually on a really nice rustic board. Beautiful veggies. That harissa has mixed with all the stuff that would normally make a beautiful gravy. So you get this sauce and you just want to scrape that down and then put that back over the chicken. Look at that. Beautiful fresh mint over the top, so fragrant. Absolutely gorgeous. Look how juicy it is. You've got crispy skin here. So good. Chili and the spices and all the sticky goodness. Serve that with some rice, little flatbreads, tacos, you know, some nice little couscous. Absolutely beautiful. Guys, give that a go. It's so tasty. So I want to share with you the most delicious meal that is so good if you're busy and you want big flavour. This is tray baked chicken with Thai red curry paste, squash. We're going to roast it off with coconut milk, with beautiful jasmine rice, and then a quick cucumber pickle. So first up, squash. If you've never cooked this before, right, pick it up, buy it. It's delicious, it's really nutritious, and when you roast them in the oven, they're so, so good. Get yourself a big knife, take the end off, right, and get the tip of the knife in the middle. Don't put too much weight into it, and just cut and rock down the length of the squash, okay? We're gonna put it onto its flat side, and then just get it into a quarter. Remove those seeds, just use a little spoon, cut it into nice chunks, 2-3 centimeter chunks, and then just throw it into your tray. When we roast, it gets delicious. It's like an amazing roast potato. It makes you feel really good and comforted. And of course, when you add spice,
come on. Get 1 heaped tablespoon Thai red curry paste. But look, the great thing about these pastes is it's done all the hard work for you. With the chicken, right, a nice little swap out is to go from the skin chicken thighs to the skinless chicken thighs. We're gonna get that in the tray, a little bit of seasoning while we're here, and just toss it all up so the flavors are coated. It's gonna be intense, it's gonna be delicious, and it's easy. And then we'll cook it in the oven for an hour at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 Fahrenheit, and it's gonna be amazing. Okay, so the hour is up. Have a little look at this, guys. Oh, beautiful. Now, a nice, healthier swap is to go from the regular coconut milk to the coconut milk light. It's literally about half the saturated fats. So I'm just gonna give it a nice little mix. Take a bunch of spring onions and finely slice. And that, in with the squash, is beautiful. I'm gonna take half a bunch of coriander, stalks and all. Finely slice the stalks. As you get to the leaves, you can kind of chunk it up if you want. And we'll sprinkle that in as well. Final little toss-up. Guys, look at that. A really nice little dinner, full of colour, full of flavour. The house is going to smell incredible. Pop this back in the oven for about 10 minutes while I do the rice. Rice goes in. Jasmine gives off a kind of nice stickiness. Boiling water, pinch of salt. Put that on a high heat for around 10, 12 minutes. Right, we're going to make a pickle. Grab your humble cucumber. Oh, yes. Just scratch it down the length, slice it up, big bits, small bits. There's a nice pinch of salt and give it a little toss. Lime, put your weight onto it and roll it, and it will get the natural oils going. Get grater, so the zest goes in, squeeze it. It's almost gonna like pickle the cucumber. Last but not least, coriander, finely sliced. We're gonna toss that through the cucumber, and that's the simplest, tastiest little pickle. So good, lovely. And a nice little way to get the veg up is to celebrate some greens. I'm using these sugar snap peas. And you can put them in whole, delicious, or you can slice up. So, everything done, just have a look at that. Sumptuous, gorgeous smelling loveliness. I'm just gonna take these sugar snaps and I'm just gonna sprinkle them over the top, fold it in the residual heat, which is gonna be enough in my opinion. All right, look at the colors. Absolute heaven in a nutshell. So good. And then the rice, a few bits of coriander, and I've still got 1 little lime if you want to do a little wedge. 6 people are going to smash that and be very, very happy. The squash becomes so amazingly delicious. Oh, juices galore. And a little bit of that cucumber pickle. Come on. All we got to do now is try some. So good. Really gentle, really subtle, really fragrant, definitely comfort food. That's a lovely, nutritious, healthy little dinner. Enjoy.
Right, I'm going to do a really delicious chicken tray bake. Dead simple. I'm using a thigh of chicken, by far tastier than boring dry old breasts. Loads of flavour as long as you cook it right. And I'm going to show you how to take the bone out. First of all, just run your knife down that bone, just like that. 1, 2, and then you can just pop your knife under here and just run it out like that. And then with this bit, scrape it almost off. Now you've got the bone off, throw that away, and then do nice double finger size pieces, just like that. So once you've got your chicken, pick it up, take it over here, put it straight into the pan, skin side down, and that will naturally start frying the fat out of the skin. Just season that chicken with just a little bit of salt now. You know, you need to cook with a little bit of seasoning. Give it a toss around. Lovely. Got some nice new potatoes there, and I've got some tomatoes. Now I'm going to do a potato and tomato sort of roasted tray bake really with the chicken. And I've got some beautiful little tomatoes. I've got some like long little plums, dark ones, red ones, sort of tiger ones, little sort of pear ones, you know, your typical sort of cherry ones. And all I like to do is just put these tomatoes here, like that, get myself a little knife. The only knife I've got is that one. So what I want to do is get a knife and just get the tomato and just pop it, just like that. And by tapping them like this, we're going to pop them in boiling water, and that little cut will make sure the skin just comes straight off, and that's easy, we like that. So put them in here, into here, and my new potatoes are boiling and they're cooked. Pour my tomatoes in there, lid on. So once you've done that, I need my cloth. Let's give this chicken a nice little toss. Have a look in here. Nearly there. Sort of 45 seconds, that's literally all you need in boiling water with the tomatoes. Tomato skins look pretty good. Just drain it in a colander. Lovely, look at that. So, nice position to be in here. It's all steaming, really hot. That's going to steam dry now. So look, I'm going to get my tomato, and literally all you have to do is just pinch that skin off. It's so simple, and it doesn't give you any grief at all. And by taking it off, what you allow this to do is the tomato to dehydrate and become sort of like sweet and much more intensified, and for the flavour and sort of bit of the juice from the tomato to cook into the potato, which is going to be like rock and roll. I'm going to lay it out on this board here, all right? Clean table. This is what I'm going to do. With my potatoes, I'm going to get my thumb and I'm going to just break them like that. Like that, crush them. You can push that in half, break that, break that, break that, break those. If you've got a little whole one like that, leave it whole, push that. I mean, you know, this is a little bit of a palaver, but it will take me 1 minute to do it, and you know what? The whole dish will taste 10 times better for it. And sometimes in cooking, you know what? It's not always bish bash bosh. You need to put a bit of love in it, a bit of care, and it will taste fantastic. Right, so that looks like I've made a right dog's dinner of that, doesn't it? Look at the table, it looks like a total mess. But you've got to bear with me and see what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my flavour shaker. You could use a food processor, or you could use a pestle and mortar. Get oregano or marjoram. Of course you could use rosemary instead, but I think oregano and tomatoes, really good combo. Nice little handful into the flavour shaker. Nice pinch of salt. Lock it up. I want to smash the oregano. I want to get all the oils out of it, and I want to make the most butt-kicking flavoured oil. Because the thing is, when it comes to things like flavour, you can't sort of chop it up and be all nice about it. You have to bash it up. You have to make a bit of a noise. And all I have to do now, you can see that it's smashed up all of the herb, really bruised it, really smashed it. And if you smell it, it's like incredible. So what I want to do to that is get some oil on that, extra virgin olive oil, top it up about 3/4, and then I'm going to put a little hit of vinegar in there. So not quite as much as the dressing. Some pepper, and then close it up one last time, and this is going to make the most beautiful flavoured oil. Let's have a look in here. See that? So you've got like a beautiful green oil. Now, get our chicken. You see in the chicken here, pull all of this into the pan, like this. That much. I'm going to get some more oregano to put in whole on top. And I want that lovely oregano oil. It's really nice to cook it in this, or, you know, if you want to serve it at the table, you know, you could pour it into a dish like this. And when that cooks together, that'll be one of the nicest dinners you've had in a long, long time. So that's done. Notice it's all in one layer, so it's all going to cook beautifully into one another. It's going to get lovely and golden, and the chicken's going to go sticky. That is a lovely dinner. I'll put that in the oven for about 35, 40 minutes, 180, 200 degrees, until it's lovely and golden. Serve that with a green salad, bottle of wine. Happy days. Yay! Look at that. Just look at that. You know, in the middle of the table, on a dish. Look at that. Oh, come on, that's so nice. And this is the sort of food that I love, love, love to eat. Everything just mixing together. So nice. All I do to finish that is a little bit of lemon and oil on some rocket. Just a bit. Pinch of salt. And look at that. You can either do two things. You can either just get a nice handful and literally put it across the dish at the table like that. Brilliant little dinner. Or just have a big bowl separately and just serve that like that. Fandabby dozy. I love it. I love that kind of cooking.